Senior Fellow at Defense Priorities, host of Daniel Davis Deep Dive on YouTube. Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Davis, always great to see you. All right, Lieutenant Colonel, what is your reaction now? A pair of U.S. fighter jets, we don't know whether or not they were armed, flying over the Gulf of Venezuela yesterday. You know, considering this does appear to be the closest our warplanes have come to that country since this pressure campaign started.
Well, I mean, the first question we got to ask is towards what end? What is the purpose and the objective of this action here? And according to what's being released by some of the officials that were in the Department of Defense, they said this is routine training flights. This is not meant to be provocative. And, you just got to say, I mean, don't insult our intelligence. I mean, you can't send F/A-18 fighter jets when you have a U.S. aircraft carrier right off the waters and everybody's wondering if there's going to be some military action. And then you fly them in the Gulf of Venezuela and you stay there for about a half an hour. I mean, part of me has to wonder, was this an attempt to, I mean, you can say kind of coerce and compel the Venezuelan side, but I'm not sure compel them to do what, because President Trump has already been on the phone with him. Apparently he said, you need to leave. You had a week and that week has passed. President Trump said on Monday on a Politico interview that his days are numbered, Maduro. So every evidence indicates that something is prepared. And one wonders if you've sent these jets up there to see if they were going to be fired on to potentially provide a casus belli to respond. Venezuela didn't do that. So now we're going to have to wait and see what's going to happen. But I can't think of anything routine about flying in the airspace of somebody that you're threatening with military action and it be nothing.
Well, the president has said, as you know, that he is not ruling out potential land strikes. Do you think that happens? And if so, how soon could we see it?
Well, everything is kind of really tenuous right now. I mean, something could literally come any moment, but it could also not come at all. And that's part of the really crazy part about this. And again, I'm just having to scratch my head of seeing what is the purpose here? What is the value to the United States? What are we trying to accomplish here? Because we know that in terms of all of the illegal drugs that come into the United States, a comparatively very small percentage of them come from Venezuela, come through Venezuela, et cetera. So there is a lot of other countries way up higher on the list. You don't have to go much further than Colombia and Mexico for that. And you have to ask, if that's really the objective, then why are you not going after the biggest violators, not somebody who's way down on the list? And if it is to get Maduro to leave, how is that an American vital national interest? And where do we even have the legal justification for ousting another leader of another country, whether we agree with it or not? And there's just not a lot of answers to these. So everything could happen, or maybe nothing could happen. We just don't know.
We just don't know. And I know you talked about this. Fentanyl is not coming from Venezuela, yet we continue to see these boat strikes. What do you think this is all about?
Well, I mean, what it appears to me is it's gotten into the crawl. I don't know President Trump personally, or certainly a lot of his senior administration officials. They felt, I think, a failure to get Maduro out in the first Trump administration. And, famously led by John Bolton, infamously led by John Bolton, this disastrous opportunity to try to foment a coup on the inside or a revolt on the inside. That didn't work. And we didn't use military power. And it kind of looks like that maybe some people are saying, we need to finish the job. At this time, we're going to use military power to get it done. And towards what end and why, but other than just a personal preference, I just don't see one. I don't see any benefit to the United States to potentially kill a lot of people on the ground and potentially have our own soldiers and sailors and airmen and Marines killed as a process of this. I don't see why we want to put our people at risk for this.
Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Davis, appreciate your time as always.
Thank you. Appreciate it.